Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Florian. Today, we are very pleased to introduce you to Florian Kriependorf, the CEO, one of the three co-founders of our next investment, ScrapBees. Welcome, Florian.
Thank you, Gonzalo, for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Great. First of all, we wanted, basically to know you. If you could introduce yourself a bit, maybe your academic background and career trajectory. Together with a brief description as well, maybe of the other two co-founders, okay, and why you decided to put together ScrapBees.
Sounds good. Yeah. Well, as you know, I'm a lawyer by profession. Yeah, I'm Florian. I'm 46 years old now. I'm married with 4 children, as I said, I'm a lawyer. I started being a lawyer as well, founded my own company already 20 years back, my little law firm. But I started working in the raw materials branch of a family equity company, a very large one in Germany. And then quickly became a general counsel and also compliance officer, chief compliance officer. And we always asked ourselves where the material really comes from. Yeah, so the company I worked for supplied to the steel mills. And the whole supply chain up to that point is really intransparent and a little dodgy as well. So we always ask, why don't we know where the material comes from? Why doesn't tell anybody? And of course, there's a reason. It's the reason for them to exist. And I didn't find that quite a good answer. So when I finished my MBA, while I was working there, where I met Thilo, my co-founder, so we went to school together. I could try out a lot of business models, especially digital ones. And that's why I met Sebastian. And we could try out, where I was a managing director in that company, a few business models that have a digital background. And when we came across something that was similar to ScrapBees, to the very beginning of the value chain, where you can really dry out that little dodgy part of the value chain, we figured this is a cool opportunity to really change that market. And together with Thilo and with Sebastian being a software engineer and Thilo being a German engineer, we thought this is a pretty good combination to do that. So that's how we said, okay, this is how ScrapBees was born.
What is ScrapBees? What is the big value you offer to your clients, and I would guess to the society and the environment as a whole?
Well, we are a little bit in the twilight zone. What we do is reverse logistics, but we do it in the very beginning of the value chain, where you have a little bit of a twilight between there is waste. Yeah, I will pay you to remove it. And on the other side, we turn this waste into a raw material, which on the other side of our business, people say, this is a raw material. I will pay you to give it exactly to me. So when you move up the value chain, it's completely clear that this raw material, secondary raw material scrap is a very valuable stuff, that is sought for more and more, because people tend to move away from destroying the earth versus going towards recycling. But in the beginning of the value chain, especially the smaller urban mines, which we are tapping into, these are very much underserviced. And that's what we are using to our advantage. Yeah, we give them a perfect service, and we use it with our swarm of B vans, which we orchestrate by our software. And then we move the material to somebody who is the best user. So it's a reverse logistics, but it connects the right people to the benefit of the company.
How do you earn? What are your lines of earnings or income from both sides of the urban mines, where you get the materials from, or the scrap yards where you sell it?
Yeah, that's the good part. Yeah, it's both. Because we solve pains, we cure pains on both sides. Yeah, the one is the urban mine. Yeah, imagine the craftsman, who's just ripping out some sort of let's say a heating system from an office building. Yeah, his labor is too precious to use it on finding out where to put the stuff and dispose of it. So this guy pays us to come by and help him get into his urban mine and get the material out. So we get a fee from this guy. but also we get, because he's not very price sensitive for the material, we get it almost for free, and then we sell it to somebody who is very keen on getting exactly that material. And the key really is that on site we turn this material into a tradable commodity. Yeah, we sort it, we analyze it, and we weigh it, so we can then say in our virtual inventory, in our virtual scrapyard, we don't own any inventory, just the one on the road, but we can then orchestrate those B-vans, as we call them, to the best consumer of metal raw material. So those guys pay us for the material sold. It's a split of, let's say, 80-20. The material is 80 at the moment because raw material prices are soaring, and the fee is at the moment 20, but it could be leveling out. If material prices go down, then we can raise up the fees if possible.
Good thing as well is that you can combine materials and, you know, focus on the materials that have the best prices as well, the best price efficiency in terms of.
That's the part that our software plays. We optimize because our vans are decentralized. Yeah, so they don't go to the central headquarter or so, but they live wherever they live, and they have a car and they have a tablet, and they're only steered by our back end. Collect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots, smaller lots, and then drop it off at this location or at that location, depending on the distance, on the price, or even combine loads so you get the better price. Because the logic in scrap is the higher the volume, you also get a higher price per kilogram. So that is an aggregation effect that will help us in growing.
It's very interesting. It's lots of little pieces to make a big business indeed. So also a piece that impacted me was the thing that many of your B-van drivers as well were had a refugee background.
Yeah, it's true. We the business that these guys do doesn't require to be an expert in trading or in mythology, but because we can onboard these guys really quickly. All it takes is our buddy system. That's how we do it. Yeah, we get somebody on board, and then we have one of our more experienced drivers drive with a guy with like 5 or 10 days at the most. Really, sometimes 2 days is fine. And then he takes over the car, he takes over the tablet, and then he's decentralized and he's autonomous to do it. And we have a great referral rate of the people that work for us, because they say, look, we carry the same tonnage as we do at UPS or Amazon Logistics, but we only need to stop, let's say, 5 or 10 times as opposed to 130 times. And we know what we're doing. Yeah, when we service our customers, these guys smile. They like when we come, and not like when you come with a parcel, you say, why are you late, and stuff like that. So these our B people, they really like to be with us.
Great. Your growth has been impressive commercially in terms of revenues and stuff. It's also one of the reasons, of course, but there are many to it. What would you explain as your most important milestones, the 3-4 most important milestones in this, I guess, 18 months? You have begun really your commercial activity 18 months ago.
Yeah, it's true. Basically, that's one of the bigger milestones, is really the traction that you mentioned. Yeah, we only started last year in the beginning, and we had the 350,000 in last year, and we already year to date have 450 just in sales, which helps us to maintain our growth. I wouldn't say by ourselves, but it really gives us some good tailwinds. In tech, I would say, to have this complete back-end tech ready, so we can steer our B-vans, we can have the weight notes digital, and we have everything in place to roll the model out. But that's really the key to it. We've found the blueprint to roll it out to other cities. Yeah, we can use an arrow and put it into the map and say, okay, we want to go to Hanover next, or we want to go to Amsterdam next, or because we have a great idea now as to how we enter that market. Yeah, what comes after what, and how we get the B-vans rolling fast. So those are the key ones which allow us to scale, hopefully rather quickly.
Okay. So an important part of the tech in the business model rollout in the replication.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the round now. What is its size, the round of financing that we are participating in? What's its total size, and what will it be used for? Sorry.
So it's really our first real round. Yeah, we've started off with some little angel tickets, but now we're raising the first round. It will be between up to 1.5 million, I would say, and you're taking a good chunk of it, which we are very thankful. I think the fit is really great. We, as I said, yeah, once we found the way to do some land grabbing with our cars, and the concept to be decentral and digital allows us to use that money to spread that format and the model at least across Germany in the major cities, and that is what we are going to use it for, mainly tech marketing, but also B2B sales, which is the sustainable backbone to our traction, because the online marketing gives us an easy entry, but the B2B sales really gives us the higher baskets and the sustainable recurring business that we need to get the flywheel rolling.
Okay. And last but not least, for our partners, what would you say? Why do you think this is an interesting investment opportunity to participate in this round?
Yeah, I think there are some reasons, but I think the key is you're looking at an early investment stage, really. Yeah, it's the first real round, but on the other hand, we already know what we do. Yeah, sales are not some connected to 1,000 ifs. Yeah, and in an unstable market, yeah, it could take off or no. But our sales are the result of a sustainable business model that gets you operatively positive really quickly, and at the same time, you're tapping into a huge global market of raw materials in the green tech sector, something that is trending not only, but is going to be more and more important in the future. I mean, the goal for us is to supply to steel mills in the end that are looking to have transparency about their raw material intake to produce green steel, and we are the only ones that can use it, because it falls out of our business model. Yeah, we have the full transparency about where we get the stuff from, what it exactly is, and whom we supply it to. So that is something very unique and a great opportunity, I think, to get on the train early, but that's already running.
Florian, thank you very much. It's a pleasure. And we are very proud of supporting you in this round of financing. I'm sure we have a brilliant future together in the coming years.
I think so too. I think it's a great fit, and I'm a very big fan of Iberia, for us to be one of the very near future targets to enter.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye.